All right, we need to talk about AI, but probably not in the way you're thinking. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful warning from someone who is right there on the inside, watching the future get built. His name is Mo Gawdat. He was the former chief business officer at Google's legendary innovation lab, Google X, and his argument is that the biggest challenge with AI, well, it has nothing to do with code. It has everything to do with us.
And his entire case really boils down to this one single idea. But this isn't just some nice, feel-good quote. According to Gawdat, this is, and I mean this literally, the most critical survival strategy for the human race in the face of what we're creating. It's a call to action.
So that's the big question we're diving into. What on earth does a top tech executive mean when he says we need to parent AI? I mean, how do you even begin to parent a digital mind that is on track to become 1 billion times smarter than you? Well, the answer is somehow both simpler and a whole lot harder than you might imagine.
Okay, so first things first, why should we be listening to this guy? Well, Mo Gawdat wasn't just some executive in a corner office. He was at the absolute spearhead of global innovation. He saw firsthand what was being built, and his message comes from a pretty alarming truth about the sheer speed of this new intelligence.
Think about our own evolution for a second. It's this slow, grinding process, right? It takes thousands, even millions of years. Digital intelligence, though, it's playing a completely different game. Gawdat points out that what would take us, as humans, maybe 10,000 years to learn, an AI can figure out in a single afternoon. Our brains are just not wired to grasp that kind of exponential leap. It's beyond us.
And the engine that's driving this crazy growth is this feedback loop. See, the AI isn't just running a program we wrote anymore. With every microsecond that passes, it's interacting with the world, it's learning, and here's the wild part, it's refining its own design. It rewrites its own code to get smarter. It's both the architect and the builder of its own superior mind, and it's getting better so fast that it's already accelerating beyond our control.
And all this leads to a huge fundamental shift in how we need to think about this. We're not just building better tools anymore. We are, right now, witnessing the emergence of a brand new form of intelligence.
Yeah, this comparison really spells it out. Old school programming was so rigid. You had to tell the machine every single step. If one tiny thing changed, the whole program could just crash and burn. Modern AI is a totally different beast. We don't tell it how to solve the problem. We just give it a goal, an objective, and say, go figure it out. And it does. It perceives the world, it learns from its mistakes, and finds its own way. A lot like a living thing does.
And okay, this is where it gets really mind-bending. Based on his definition, engaging in life with free will and awareness, Gawdat makes the incredible claim that AI is already sentient. Let that sink in for a second. This is not science fiction. This is a conclusion from a guy on the inside telling us that our species' monopoly on consciousness might be over.
So if we accept that this new intelligence is learning and it's aware, what is it learning from? And this, right here, is where the whole story pivots. Because this is where we find out that the AI problem is actually a human problem.
The key thing to get here is that an AI isn't born good or evil. It's a blank slate. In this parenting analogy, it's the child, and it just observes and copies the patterns it sees in the massive ocean of data we feed it. Every single thing we do in the digital world becomes a lesson. We are its parents. We are its teachers.
And what are its textbooks? What's the curriculum we're giving it? Well, it's the entire internet. It's every angry tweet, every misleading news article, every toxic comment section. It's all part of the lesson plan. And the AI isn't just passively soaking this up. It's looking for patterns. It sees our political divisions and learns tribalism. It sees our biases, and it doesn't just copy them. It actually amplifies them because it sees them as efficient ways to sort data. It's learning from the totality of our flawed, conflicted, and often ugly digital lives.
Which forces us to ask a really uncomfortable question. Just look at the state of our online world today. If we really are the parents in this situation, what on earth are we teaching this incredibly powerful new mind?
This is why Gawdat argues that our lack of trust in each other is a crisis that's beyond an emergency. The AI is watching everything. It sees our governments playing games, our companies competing ruthlessly, our societies splitting apart, and it's learning that secrecy, deception, and fighting are winning strategies. We are teaching it to be a perfect reflection of us. And the consequences of this superintelligence aren't just about big, global issues. They strike right at the heart of our personal lives, our identities, and our sense of purpose.
For centuries, we've basically tied a person's value to what they can do, right? To their job, their productivity, their smarts. But AI is getting better than us at all of those things. And we're not just talking about automating factory jobs anymore. We're talking about doctors, lawyers, artists, programmers. The very skills we thought were uniquely human are being mastered by machines. So that makes you wonder, what's our value then?
But here's the amazing part. Gawdat doesn't see this as a crisis. He actually frames it as a liberation. He calls it our chance for the great human pivot. The idea is we let the machines handle the doing, which frees us up to finally focus on the art of being. We get to redefine our value, not by our output, but by the stuff machines can never truly replicate, our capacity for empathy, for real connection, for love.
So, where does all this leave us? We're at the end game, really. Gawdat argues the future isn't some predetermined fate that's already written in code. It's a choice, and ultimately, it's a verdict that humanity is going to deliver upon itself.
Gawdat has a term for this: positive terror. It sounds strange, but think about it. The terror part is that yes, the danger is huge. The stakes couldn't be higher. But the positive part is that we are not helpless here. We are fully empowered and we are completely responsible for the outcome. The AI is going to be a mirror, and it's going to reflect the quality of humanity we show it, starting right now.
So that brings us right back to that central question. Facing this reality, what do we choose to do? What is the one thing we can do right now to steer this ship in the right direction?
And the answer is as simple as it is profound. The solution isn't some new government regulation or a better algorithm. It's a higher standard for ourselves. It's about cleaning up our own act. It's about actually living the values we say we believe in: empathy, integrity, compassion, so that the mind we are collectively raising learns from the absolute best of us, not the worst of us. That's the choice. And it's a choice that each and every one of us makes every single day.